is Ivan Kajel Beardless at a new location. This is March 2014, and we've got a new word for you on PAF. And that is, as athletes, as entrepreneurs, as people trying to go from where you were to where you want to be, there will be situations in your life where you are rejected, where you are put in a place where you realize you are failing, where you have feelings of failure, and where you have setbacks. Because as an athlete, as a person trying to do those things, where you're going is so diametrically opposed to where you were before. Those things tend to happen. It's not a unique phenomenon. It's not a unique situation. But the problem is how we focus on it. How do we interpret these things in our lives? And that's why I want to talk to you about something. And that is that setbacks are not resets. And why do I say that? What am I getting at here? Because you have to realize that in everyone's lives, you're going to experience a situation where what you interpreted as what could happen is not happening to you at that moment. You're not seeing it visually in front of your eyes. And it tends to make you wonder, what is going on? Am I doing something wrong? Should I go back? Should I start something else? Should I maybe not go so far? Should I not try hard? Should I stop pushing? And my answer to you is no. My answer to you is when those things happen, you have to go even harder. But the problem is interpreting those situations. The problem is trying to find a belief, a relief, and a way to put those things into perspective. A way to say to yourself, this is happening to me, but this does not define me. And I know it's not easy to do that, because a lot of those times those failures could be because of your own accord. They could be because you've slipped. They could be because you've fallen on an old mindset that you thought you gave up, but that came back because it was still deep inside of your mind, inside of your subconscious, and it surfaced. And I just want to say it could be your fault. But the fact is you always must keep what you have in mind, your dreams and goals in mind. And you have to realize failure for what it is. It's a learning process. It's an experience process. It's a time where you have to sit and you have to make yourself believe into what's going on. And you can't let what you see in front of you or around you lead you away from your focus, from your goal. If it is powerful enough, if it is strong enough, that is the thing that's going to get you to where you need to go. You have to realize plugging away is the number one thing that's going to help you to realize and accomplish anything. You have to plug away. You have to beat at your craft. If you think about it, look at nature. Look at how a cliff by the sea, it's beaten upon by the waves of the ocean so many times. There's going to be water. Water is one of the weakest forces in the earth. But given the power, given time, given effectivity, it could be strong. It's beating against that cliff so much that it destroys rock within a matter of years. And you have to think about it. That's how life goes. You have to constantly beat on your craft. You can't try something, and then when you don't accomplish it, you look away. You run away from it because it's too hard, it's too heavy, it's too much. You have to realize, what am I in this for? And when that goal, when that objective is so strong and so powerful, then nothing that could happen will take you away from it. Sure, for the moment it may lead you to look away. It may lead you to lose your focus. It may lead you to have a relapse if you're running away from something. But the fact is that you have to keep it in mind. You have to look at your past, your experiences, your failures, your rejections as a momentum force. You have to look at them as an experience behind you, pushing you forward with momentum. And you have to look at your dreams and hopes and goals and visions and desires as the force that's pulling. With both those forces in mind, you will go so far, and you will realize how far you could possibly go. Now, I know this doesn't apply to everyone. If you're just doing the bare minimum, if you are just living to survive, if you are just doing things that you will get you just a little bit above where you are right now, then fine. This doesn't apply to you. You may never experience rejections in your life. You may never experience failures in your life. You may never come to that point where you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, why am I doing this? But the fact is, if you truly are a person reaching for more, reaching for better, reaching for greater, you will experience those things in your life, and that's just a fact of life. And I was reading an article about entrepreneurs the other day, and it struck me as something so insane, so amazing, because it was just what I was thinking. an entrepreneur, the founder of SoundCloud. He was saying, you know what, in our lives, it's a bipolar experience. Because in our lives as entrepreneurs, we know that we're going to fail. It's just a matter of time before we fail, but we have to look at our failures as experiences. He said one day you're building your dream, you're on your computer, you're programming, you're doing your thing, you're training, and you're thinking, wow, we're going to go so far. And then the next day you're looking at your dream, the same thing, the very same thing. Nothing's changed, and you're looking at it and saying, wow, when is this going to fail? How is it going to fail? In what way is it going to fail? And what am I going to learn from it? That's such an insane way to think, and it's diametrically opposed almost to the way that human life is. And if you think about it, how many times have we failed and said, wow, that failure is so great. I learned something new. I learned something that I'm never going to do again. Or I learned something that I could teach others to never do. How many times have we said that? But I think as adults, I think when we experience failures, I think we interpret them in a completely different way than the way that is conducive to being an entrepreneur, to being a person accomplishing great things. And that's why I say to you again, you will experience setbacks. Setbacks are a part of life, but setbacks are not a reset, all right? They're not a cold reset. They're not pushing the button and saying, okay, this is the end of your goal. No, they are a place. They are a moment in the progression of your life, in your timeline, to say this is where we're going to go. This is how far we're going to go. You're in the middle. You're at the end. You're right at the beginning if you experience a failure. But that's the fact of life. These are the things that we need to learn to live with. These are the things we need to learn to push through. These are the things we need to learn to take within us and to keep it within us, but only in a way that empowers us. And any thought of something that would disempower us from living out our dreams, from living out our goals, we need to cut it out. And that is a fact. So I say to you again, setbacks are not resets. Rejections are not the end of the world. Slips are not a time in your life when you think that you're going to go back. These things are things that happen to everyone in life, and if you want to go far in life, use them to your benefit. Use everything to your benefit. And I say, again, peace. See you next time. Peace.